Hello, my name is James and I'm a grateful recovering addict and alcoholic. Alcohol was my drug of choice. Alcoholism is my disease. Now, you might find this hilarious, but I've been thinking, and alcohol is the perceived medicine for our disease of thinking too much. We are drunks with thinking problems. I got a thinking problem. That's my problem, is thinking. I think too much. I think too much. Too much. Then comes the phenomenon of craving, the allergy to alcohol, which we don't have an off switch. 1 is too many, 1,000 is not enough. But essentially, alcohol is the perfect is not the word, but it is the starter medicine for alcoholism. But it does come with some severe side effects: jails, institutions, and death, blackout, embarrassment, financial bankruptcy, spiritual bankruptcy, injury, illness. The list goes on ad infinitum. But it is essentially the medicine for alcoholism. It's not a good medicine. Well, it's a very effective medicine for alcoholism. It immediately relieves the alcoholic of his or her symptoms. Symptoms being restlessness. You're restless in your own skin. You don't know what to do with your thumbs. You don't know what to do with yourself. You don't know how to be. You don't know how to act. Jump down and give back, Jack. You're irritable. This is why they call it a dry drunk. Without alcohol, the drunk is still a drunk, just a dry drunk. Very irritable, short-tempered, testy, short, sassy, salty, and discontent. Discontentness, I mean, we've all felt it. We are not content with our current state of affairs. Well, that reminds me, 2020 came out yesterday. Uh-oh. I hope the person who I have their sign in didn't boot me off of their thing again. You know what I mean, though? The alcoholic seeks alcohol because alcohol is the seemingly most effective medicine for the condition of alcoholism. In case you didn't know, drinking alcohol is a symptom of alcoholism. It isn't the problem, it's the perceived solution. Alcoholism is a slew of disorders: social anxiety, depression, you know what I mean? Let's read the Alcoholics Anonymous daily reflection for today, June 8th. Opening up to change, June 8th. Self-searching is the means by which we bring new vision, action, and grace to bear upon the dark and negative side of our natures. With it comes the development of that kind of humility that makes it possible for us to receive God's help. We find that bit by bit we can discard the old life, the one that did not work, for a new life that can and does work under any conditions whatever. From As Bill Sees It, page 10. This random alcoholic says, I have been given a daily reprieve contingent upon my spiritual condition, provided I seek progress, not perfection. To become ready for change, I practice willingness, open myself to possibilities of change. If I realize there are defects that hinder my usefulness in AA and towards others, I become ready by meditating and receiving direction. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was nil until we let go absolutely. That's from the Big Book, page 58. To let go and to let God, I need only surrender my old ways to Him. I no longer fight, nor do I try to control, but simply believe that with God's help I am changed, and affirming this belief makes me ready. I empty myself to be full of awareness, light, and love, and I am ready to face each day with hope. That's all about letting go of your character defects, experiencing a paradigm shift upon working the steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. Well, that's the 6th and 7th step. It is a change. You change as a person. When you stop drinking alcohol, you don't change. As a matter of fact, you just are the same person. What up, Noah? How goes the weather today? Black clouds, pink clouds, no clouds. Hope you're doing well. Did you go to an AA meeting today? Because when you put down the booze, you don't change. Nothing has happened except you are abstaining from alcohol, your perceived medicine for your problems. It works immediately and instantly, but it comes with side effects like blacking out, injury, you know what I mean? Gray clouds, pink clouds. Did an online meeting. Good for you, man. What'd you think? Hey, that baby steps. I'm proud of you. You know what I mean? Baby steps. That is progress. And that's the name of the game, brother. Progress, not perfection. Baby steps in the right direction. Right, so you are, first step, putting down the booze because we realized we were powerless over it and our lives had become unmanageable. Second, you have come to believe in a power greater than yourself that can restore you to sanity. You're checking out AA. Good for you. It was good. I have to take it little by little. It was hard to hear a little because for whatever reason, but it went good. Maybe some technical difficulties or something. Is there anything you took from it? Could you relate? It is suggested that you recognize the similarities and not the differences. Your addiction will talk to you in its snake tongue and tell you all the differences between you and them, and you don't belong here, and this, that, and the other thing. Just recognize the similarities. Be honest, open, and willing. Good job, Weather God. Good job, Noah. I'm happy for you, bro. Noah is beginning on a journey of treating his alcoholism. We cannot treat it with alcohol, but it fools us every time into thinking that it will treat it this time. Alcoholism will talk us into drinking alcohol yet again one more time. Noah says, I heard one crazy story. Some guy over addiction tried to kill his family and tried to kill himself. And it's just insane, the stories. Yeah, Did you hear any similar to your own? Let me tell you something, man. They love a young person in AA. There's more and more young people in AA. As a matter of fact, there's young people groups. Icky Paw. What state are you in? Pennsylvania? It's probably called like Picky Paw. Pennsylvania Convention of Young People in AA. But yeah, there's more and more young people in AA now. And bro, the reason that these old timers love young people, I mean, I am relatively young. I was relatively young when I started going to AA. And the reason we love a young newcomer is because every old timer has wished that they came in earlier. They say, man, if I was your age, bro, if I got this at your age, bro, I'd probably be, you know what I mean? What up, Khatib's greasy hair? Noah says, one person related to me. The person has an alcohol obsession, but also will do any drug under the sun. Yeah, that's like me too, bro. Most alcoholics are like that. Although there are some that whoa. Oh yeah, there are some that, well, there's all kinds of alcoholics. It doesn't discriminate. All walks of life get affected by it. And it's like a crapshoot. There's been presidents, there's been, you know what I mean? But everyone's got a different story, but there is a common thread, and that is that they have become powerless. They are powerless over alcohol, and their lives have become unmanageable. KDB's greasy hair. KDB, who are you? I dare you to say who you are. Like a real man or a real woman. Cheese Machine, what up? I turned 30 in one of rehabs. I would say 60% were younger, in their early 20s and late teens. Yeah, when I went to rehab, there's a lot of opiate addicts in there. As far as alcoholics go, young people, it's hard to quit, because in my late teens, early 20s, what up, Mickey's friend? In my late teens, in anybody's late teens, early 20s, drinking isn't that consequential for most people, although it was for me super early. In my early teens, I was drinking the blackout immediately. Man, I'm super glad you went to AA. Hey, if you go to one tomorrow, you might as well just start 90 meetings in 90 days, bro. Some of those online meetings are 24 hours a day. You can go to any one of those meetings at any time of the day. Some of those online meetings are 24 hours a day. I don't really do online meetings. I like to leave the house. No, I don't do RDR2, although I do have a PS5, but no RDR2. I don't smoke weed. I don't do shrooms anymore. I am on the water wagon. I'm sober, bro. Ain't got time to be playing video games. Noah says, yeah, I think just the fact that I was stealing alcohol and trying to search for pills just got out of hand, and I just did an online meeting to see what it would do. Well, it's not going to do anything unless you do something. You know what I mean? They say AA doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work for you. You got to work AA to work it. Not just you, Noah. I'm talking about the individuals that are just like, AA doesn't work. Well, what do you think? You were just going to walk through it like it's a car wash and come out the other side clean and sober? No. The disease lies within you. AA doesn't have a disease. It doesn't need to get sober. But yeah, go to another one tomorrow and then go to another one. Go to one every day. It's a way to change through action. You can't think your way into good action. You can act your way into good thinking. You know what I mean? So it's a program of action. What would you say to people that say it's a choice and not a disease? I like to say, so people choose to be homeless, so people choose to go to jail for the rest of their lives because they killed someone on the highway, so people choose to drive drunk, so people choose to get alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver. Those are some pretty gnarly choices. So I chose to crash my car and get into a coma for 3 months. So I've chosen to go to jails, institutions, and death just because I like the taste of alcohol. Not many people say that anymore, I don't think. I think it's pretty well known, at least by the institution of medicine, it's classified as a disease. Dis-ease. Even the word disease describes the condition of alcoholism, a dis-ease. That's what I like to say to people who want to argue the semantics about whether or not it's a disease, whether or not it's a condition. Is like, you think people just lose their job, their wives or husbands, their family, their home, all their money, and they live on Skid Row, and become diseased and with boils and shit, and you think they just are choosing to drink alcohol because they like the taste? No, bro. It's a mental disease and a spiritual malady, and it's suggested it's a physical allergy. Did I say malargy? Malady. It's a malady and an allergy, B. It kills people. I mean, 50% of hospital beds right now, tomorrow, and yesterday will be, and were filled with alcohol-related illnesses or injuries. It is the leading cause of death among substances. All other substances combined, the deaths of all caused by all other drugs combined, still don't add up to the deaths that alcohol causes. Alcoholism is a disease. Yeah, I don't like the taste of alcohol at all. Me neither, Noah. Honestly, don't like the feeling sometimes, but have the obsession for it regardless. That's the illness of it to me. Yeah, me too. Even when you don't want to get drunk, you're going to get drunk. It's an obsession of the mind and an allergy of the body. And the medicine, the perceived medicine to every alcoholic is alcohol. Because as soon as we drink it, we are relieved from the restlessness, the irritability, and discontentment. And that's awesome. It's a great, effective medicine, isn't it? Yes. So we drink more, and we drink more, and we drink more. And the side effects happen. Blacking out, hangover, organ damage, cellular damage on a mass level, jails, institutions, and death, pitiful and incomprehensible demoralization and embarrassment. These are hardcore side effects. Sure, it's an effective medicine, but we don't know how to stop taking it. That is the part of the disease. So, in the 1930s, well, or even earlier than that, with the Oxford group, there needed to be a solution for the disease of alcoholism. Nobody could find it, not physicians, not psychologists. And out of the clear blue sky came Bill W., Dr. Bob, and Ebby Thatcher. They talked to each other about their conditions and realized that one alcoholic talking to another alcoholic treats the disease of alcoholism. There's still no cure for it. In fact, well, who the hell knows what the future brings, but there is no cure for it. It is a progressive illness that can be treated with a daily reprieve of Alcoholics Anonymous. Helping another, cleaning house, trusting in God. We have to realize that our mind is not the be-all, end-all. It doesn't make the decisions of reality. When it does, our reality becomes stark, bleak, and almost unjustly negative. It is super dangerous. And they tried to outlaw it way back when, and people love it. That's how powerful it is that when they tried to outlaw it, that's when, John Gotti was ruling. I mean, the mob would, the crime skyrocketed. Alcohol and alcoholism is so powerful that man cannot hold it down. It just breaks free. What up, Holly? How goes it? Now they got pills and claimed medicine for alcoholism, like naltrexone, which we talked about on a stream not too many streams ago, and antabuse, where if you take the pill antabuse and drink alcohol, you will throw up. And it's just like, people, don't you get it? There is the closest thing to a medicine that for alcoholism that there is alcohol. But we obviously can't drink it. Now they're going to try to sell us medicine that prevents us from drinking alcohol. Same people who brewed up the booze probably brewed up that medicine. You can't buy codeine off the shelf, but you can buy Everclear. Tell me how that makes sense. It's crazy. It's crazy. You can't buy weed. It used to be you couldn't buy weed, bro. Cannabis has never been responsible for a death. Cannabis is not a deadly drug. For this addict and alcoholic, I can't go anywhere near it because I'll obsess over that as well. But it still won't kill me. I can drink enough alcohol to it will stop my heart and I will die. You can smoke all the cannabis in the world and you're not going to die from it. However, there were people in jail because of possession of cannabis, until recently, because in my opinion, the internet creates so much communication that the lies that are out there just really can't live they can't survive anymore. Lies can't really survive anymore. And now there's a sober movement. People aren't drinking booze. Even non-alcoholics are getting away from booze. Why? Because it's super destructive. People get fat because there's a lot of sugar in alcohol. Marriages get corrupt because there's a lot of inhibitions. Divorce, suicide, murder, theft. 50% or more involve booze, alcohol, the incidents that happen. As I like to say, if you put 20 potheads in one room and then put 20 drunks in that room and set a timer for like 60 minutes. Which room do you think you're going to have problems out of? And you could set a timer for 6 hours and the pothead room is just going to be chill. The drunk room is going to explode sooner or later. When you get angry obsessions when you're going to bed, what would you do to knock them off at 11 at night? Do you work out, Noah? Exercise is good. If you're anything like me, you don't like to exercise. But that exercise and diet. Diet and exercise, brother. If you concentrate on getting away from processed foods, sugars and shit, and you eat more whole foods, and you work and you do exercise of some sort every day, your body, your mind, and your spirit will come together like a transformer. A big, powerful transformer. And angry is it is a baseline state for the alcoholic. Resentments are the number one offender. That's why we drink sometimes. And I know what you mean about angry obsessions. Fights that you might have gotten in, maybe somebody made a fool out of you, or just obsessions of wasting time, or it's all about giving it to God, weather God. And when you get so obsessed, that's also about, you're a young man as well. I've kind of grown out of that, but I do know what you mean. I used to get so angry in bed sometimes thinking about some situation that I have no control over, that my legs would fill up with blood and get all hot, and I wouldn't be able to sleep. And trust me, but there's a lot of answers to that, Noah. One would be make your bed a sacred place where, have a bedtime ritual where you shut off your devices a half an hour before, and you don't let any negativity into your bed. Don't watch TV in your bed. Don't look at your phone on your bed. Bed is for sleeping and sex. A mental professional told me that one time. Not a professional that's mental, but a mental professional in the professional field. Told me that the bed is for sleeping and sex. If you watch TV in your bed, you're too stimulated. Your mind is associating it with stimulation. If you look at your phone, your eyes will be too stimulated, your mind will be too stimulated. Plus, there's a lot of negativity on the phone. I just can't stand how Instagram and TikTok that just is so toxic right now. It is just so toxic. Angry obsession. You realize you have no control over it and you give it to God. And these are profound subjects for someone in the beginning of a spiritual and philosophical journey as yourself, Noah. And some of these practices, you know, grown men have trouble getting, including myself. But if you look at spiritual giants like Eckhart Tolle, Carl Jung, Jim Carrey, Jesus, it's all about practice, brother. But there are tips for making your bed a sacred place. See, all these other kids my age have a car, a partner, and live great. Yeah, I know that frustration too, but also recognize that you have a disease, brother, and it's not your fault. I've been struggling with having ADHD, how I'm not living up to my own potential. I have all kinds of ideas that I could do, but they never come to fruition because ADHD, attention deficit disorder, is a real thing. And acceptance, Noah. The word acceptance. Acceptance is the answer to all of your problems. That means you don't have a car, you don't have a partner. Just accept it. It's just the way it's in God's will. We want all these things. That's our ego, brother. We think we deserve this. We think we want that. We think we want this. The world wants you to want all those things. I mean, you know what I mean? And you're still young, aren't you? 17, brother? Bro, I didn't have a car till I was 22 in the Navy. Don't compare your insides to other people's outsides. Read the big book, go to meetings. You'll learn everything you need to know. But it's not a one and done thing. It's a practice. Acceptance is the answer to all of our problems. Acceptance means reality rules, not my will, not what I want, not what I think I'm entitled to. Once you realize that it's not your thinking that decides reality, just because you think that it's a bad thing that you don't have a car or a partner doesn't mean that that's how it is. In fact, reality dictates it's not the way it is right now. To go against reality is like a little baby having a tantrum. And trust me, I've been that baby, even as old as I am now. I'm like, why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? But when you step back and look at it, it's like, I had a sponsor tell me, I said, why me? You know? Why me? Why do I have to struggle so much? And he looked at me and he said, why not you? So Noah, when you're all pissed off and you're like, why me? Why can't I have these things? Why not you? You know? You do the next right thing and you do your best and you do God's will. And that doesn't make any sense to you right now. And it didn't to me either. But if you do the next right thing and you live and be a good person, I swear the right things happen. And I believe it and I've seen it happen. But you are you're still a teenager, aren't you, bro? And trust me, it was like just yesterday where I was thinking, I'm 20. Where's, I'm already 20 years old. You know what I mean? Like, when you, in hindsight, well, first of all, number one, there are certain people that you're thinking of that have a car and a partner and live great. There are also many other people that you're not thinking of that don't have a car or a partner and don't live great. The answer to what you asked me, how do you get over these things? Gratitude. You got to realize there's people without homes, bro. There's people your age, these other kids. There's people without legs and shit. Gratitude, bro. Don't be, spoiled. And I say that to you like I say it to myself and basically everybody. The media, Instagram, commercials, they want you to think that everybody else has stuff that you don't have, so you'll go buy it. And that is a mental state that they keep us in. And that's just the way the world is. Until we start to realize that we're not slaves. We don't have to be slaves to their vision. You know what I mean? Be grateful for your parents. Be grateful for your sobriety. Be grateful for the fact that you're making moves that not even people in their 50s have the balls to make. Here's another thing. There's people that look at you, and I've realized this over time. There's people that look at me. There's people that look at you and want what I have. They want what you have. And here we are taking that shit for granted, and we just want more. It's really ridiculously disgusting if you think about it. I don't want to be that person anymore. When you're angry that you don't have shit, just be like, bro, I'm grateful. Be grateful that you have a bed. I've slept on a park bench in January in Albany, New York. That's damn near Canada. You know how cold it was? Single digits. Dark, homeless park bench. That makes me grateful that I have a bed these days. The good thing about being a teenager is you have all the time in the world to make whatever future you want. Mercury Girl, hey, home from my home group meeting, glad to catch you live. Well, I'm glad that you went to a meeting. Noah went to a meeting, weather god. Well, I can't tell you that, but he'll tell you that. Be grateful for clean water, shelter, food, friends. And I know the feeling, Noah. I know what you're probably saying to yourself. You're like, that stuff ain't shit, you know? Who doesn't have that? I mean, look at all these people on Instagram. Fuck Instagram. Fuck commercials. They twist our vision around. Do you know how many people? They don't show you the people that don't have clean water to drink. I regret the days where people used to tell me to be grateful that there's clean air, that there's food, that there's a bed. And my entitled ass would just be like, yeah, but, hey, I don't have a PS5 and I don't have a Jeep. Noah, you may find it hard to wrap your head around, but there is a lot to be grateful for. Instead of wanting, switch your mind to being grateful for what you have. I guarantee you'll fall asleep like a baby. What about all the stuff that you have? Noah? Oh yeah, you got it. You know what I'm talking about, Noah. Commercial is programming. They're programming us to stay in a state of want and need. Alcohol is no different. They make it seem like we need it. The commercials, I don't allow commercials into my home. If I'm watching Hulu or something like that, I mute commercials and I avert my eyes. That's how powerful they are, and that's how difficult they are. That's why I get pissed when I'm literally. Did you know that the same people that designed slot machines and gambling casinos in Las Vegas were hired to make Instagram and Facebook and stuff to be addictive? That's why you find yourself on it all the time, because they have got us, and they're feeding you this feed of all these people that have this and have that. Those people are disgusting, bro. I am so disgusted with humans. You want to know how to fall asleep like a baby? Be grateful, and during the day, do the next right thing and be a good person. The most comfortable pillow in the world is a clean conscience and a grateful person. But lately, I won't lie, I haven't been as much. That's okay. That's okay. We're in a world that doesn't allow the right thing to be done so easily. Taking women for granted, using them as sex figure, doing drugs and alcohol. That's okay, brother. That's okay. The most important part is that you notice it, because you're beginning to change, and that's miraculous in this day and age. 5 teenagers and they were furious, but today as adults they thank me. AA gave me the ability to be a better parent. Hell yeah, Mercury girl. Mindside, your talk yesterday was different. You're not holding back. Truth is strength. Yeah, I'm pursuing a job in addiction recovery, and I'm getting my peer support specialist certification and stuff. I'm no longer trying to be special and be a YouTuber for a living. I have accepted the things I don't have. Noah, pay attention. I can get pissed that I don't have certain things, like focus to keep a clean house and shit. Here's another thing. Have you ever noticed this? Anybody? We get stuff and it immediately goes in the for granted bin, and we want the next thing. This is called the hedonic treadmill, and it is merciless. Here I am in my own 2,000 square foot house, when about 13 years ago, I was literally homeless. And no sooner than I moved into my own house, got my own job, and that I wanted more things. More. So don't feel bad about getting toxified, Noah. I think you might be here to help me, James, and I'm not joking. I think God said this is how it'll get better. Brother, that helps me to hear you say that. And it's the only reason why I keep doing this channel these days. Is doing the next right thing, helping other addicts and alcoholics. It's what I have to offer. This job, the peer support specialist, actually requires, to get a certification, it actually requires lived-in experience with addiction and recovery. That means you're a recovering addict. That's part of the requirements for the job. I was like, I've never been more qualified for a job in my life. Thank God. Do you know why that is? Is because recovering addicts can help addicts recover. Previous or fellow alcoholics and addicts can help alcoholics and addicts recover. But I'm happy you said that, Noah, and I'm here. I'll give you everything you need. You just have to take it. And it's the same with AA. It's cunning, baffling, and powerful how we will take our own ideas and we will take our own thinking, and we put so much weight into our own ideas and opinions. I just woke up to the fact that the problem with the world one of the biggest problems in my eyes right now with the world is opinions are so important. Everyone thinks opinions are so important. Well, I got news for anybody who thinks their opinions are so important. Opinions don't make up reality. Facts do. So, you can accept reality, or you can drive yourself crazy with opinions. Your opinions aren't going to make another reality. And when they do, they fall like a deck of cards. I know this from experience. And I'm talking from first-person experience here. I thought my opinions on God were so smart and logical. And I didn't even stop to think, like, is it even probable that I am right and 8.7 million other people are wrong? No, it's not probable. That's not mathematically probable. It's impossible. So, opinions, and this is called your will, what you think, and your best arguments, you hand it over to God as you understand it. God as you understand him, it, her. You say, God, give me the knowledge of your will and the power to carry that out. Because God will never say, go get trashed drunk and wreck your car with your kids in it. That'll never be God's will. That'll be your will that got you into that. Your will is keeping you up at night, Noah. Your will. Your thinking, your opinions. Here's something you can ask yourself. If you're so angry thinking about what you don't have and stuff, here's a question that you can ask yourself. What do I know? What do I think I know? And I know so much about that I formed an opinion that is keeping me awake because I'm so angry about it. We don't know shit. We don't know shit. For all you know, you're in the top 10 percentile for your age as far as having things and stuff. You know what I mean? We don't know shit. And I say that from experience. So I better say what I just say now. God, IA waiting for us to accept that call. God, if he is sought, can and will. When you follow God's will, you will get everything that you need. What we think we want. Have you ever asked yourself, could I be wrong about what I think I want? I didn't have to ask myself because I woke up not too long ago and took a look at my life and I was like, everything I think I've always wanted has gotten me jails, institutions, comas, broken relationships, severe financial debt, homelessness. And these are all the things that I was fighting. I thought I wanted certain things, and this is where they brought me. So when you're having trouble falling asleep at night, just start listing what you're grateful for. And trust me, there's a lot. Personally, I'm like, the first thing I notice is that I'm laying in a bed, and it's not just any bed. It's a Tempur-Pedic cool top. It's like a dime piece of a bed. And I'm like, damn, I was sleeping on a bench not too long ago. There were times where I was walking so much because I had no home. If you've never had a home, you don't know what it means until you're homeless. That means you have no place to go, which is a total different experience than having a place to go. Because when you're done with whatever you're doing, you go home. You have your kitchen, you got your bed, your couch. That's something I never knew. You hear the word homeless thrown around, but you don't really know what it means until it happens to you. You're homeless. I was walking around. There was no place to go. I was walking around so much My hips and knees started to hurt. I had been walking for days and shit, just walking around because you don't have a home. And trust me, it's almost, the human condition is almost like, I don't have this and they do. I don't have this and I don't have this. What about what we do have? And people have been telling me that my entire life, and it still doesn't come natural to me. Songs by Stained, if you don't know, his music calms me down. Stained is awesome. Who does I Stand Alone? Godsmack. Godsmack's also good. Stained's pretty good. What up, Alex? Also, if you're homeless, you have to protect yourself from random who think it's open season. Homelessness is no joke. You think you know what it is, and then it happens to you, and it's a whole boatload of other stuff as well. It's like you're an animal in the wild. And even animals in the wild have a home. But when you don't have a home and you're just walking and you gotta carry shit because you got this human nature that says you gotta have these things, and your knees and your hips and knees start aching. I've had nightmares about where I can't walk again. I've been walking for miles and miles and miles, but my knees and my hips are malfunctioning because that shit actually happened. When I was homeless, you don't have anywhere to go. You just walk. It's crazy. And I've had reoccurring nightmares where I can't walk. And I'm sure people have told you to be grateful for the clothes on your back. That's just the beginning. If you start listing the things that you're grateful for instead of what you don't have, it's a much better mindset, and it's a practice as well. And trust me, I know this, and I'm giving this advice, but it happens to me too, Noah. Dwelling on what I don't have, and what. Also, AA and being a spiritual being, your spiritual awakening will teach you stuff like doing the next right thing. When you're all sad, I guarantee you, if you do something for someone else, it'll fix it. I didn't know that. It doesn't make any sense to me. But when AA taught me that, it works. So it's a disease of self. Alcoholism is a disease of self. The best way to explain that is, I've never, ever gotten drunk for another person. Ever. I never said, you know what, I'm going to do something good for this person and get totally blacked out, sloshed drunk. No. As a matter of fact, other people wanted me to get sober, and I still got drunk. That's how self-centered this thing is. And it's not our fault, it's just the disease that we have. It's a very self-absorbed, self-centric disease. So, the way out of that is do something for someone else. You're not going to want to do it. That's also kind of the way you decide which one to do. What to do is, if you don't want to do it, that's probably the right thing to do. But when you're feeling restless, when you're feeling irritable, when you're feeling discontent, when you're feeling obsessed and angry, lying in your bed thinking about all the other things that kids have and you don't, think of something totally not for yourself and go do it. Maybe your mom or your dad would love for you to hug them. You might not want to do it because it feels gay and shit. And it feels like, totally against being like who you want to be. But we don't know what we want. I want peace. I want peace and serenity, happiness and joy. Has anyone ever told you that you didn't have a problem and that drinking is normal? That's what makes me not go to bed. Yes, but nobody knows if you're an alcoholic or not except for you. I don't even know. It's you are the one that diagnoses yourself. But yes, there are people that don't understand alcoholism, and they'll tell you, well, why don't you just not drink as much? They've been telling me for 1,000 times. I've heard it 1,000 times. Yeah. And then the disease will convince us that, you know what, they got a point. You'll be told you're still a young man, drinking is what young people do, this, that, and the other thing. It's not up to them. To be honest, most people don't know what the hell we're talking about. And I say we because I've also been one of them. Most people are just lost in this world that we live in. We're caught up in what we think we need to buy and what status we think we need to be in. And you've heard the term woke. Well, that's what that means. You wake up and you're just like, I've been in a daze. So those people who tell you that you don't have a problem, just ease off on the liquor, whatever, just drink on the weekends. They think they think they know. That's the problem with people. And I've been saying more and more frequently these days, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know this. I don't know that. People walk around, they think they know something. And it's been me too. We walk around, we think we know shit. But we don't know shit. And people are gonna tell you that you don't have a problem. Here's the one question that you can fix yourself with, you can fix them. What do you know? You ask them, what do you know? And then if they go on to talking about what they know and shit, just be like, what? Hold up. What do you know? What do you know? Do you know that? No, they don't. Nobody knows shit. They think they know that they know that the issue is the same for them as well, and it makes me get very, very angry. Yeah, don't compare your insides to other people's outsides. That's one thing they taught me in AA. I used to be obsessed with what people think of me. I was very sensitive to criticism. It's all in our childhoods. What's a deadly thing to say to a real alcoholic? That they don't have a problem? I know. And the thing is, these people think they know. They're walking around talking like they know, and they're giving advice and shit. I try to refrain from giving advice. There's one thing I know. There's one thing I do know about. And it's addiction and sobriety, and between the two shall meet. I am extremely experienced. And I still don't know probably half of it. CJ, what up? Diagnosed with gum disease. Accepting that reality and feeling regret, depression, and all that good stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. And regret is a funny thing. I regret not getting what I got right now earlier. It's easy for me to slip into regretting not getting this earlier, like at your age, Noah. But really, when you accept God's will and you accept reality, that all goes away. When you truly and honestly accept reality and God's will, you say, you know what? It's God's will. And that, you know what else that does? That makes you extremely grateful that you have the awareness now. The gum disease thing sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know. I mean, how many people say I don't know? You know what I mean? Like, everybody comes up with some kind of answer. It's just like, I don't know. And I'm not even supposed to know. And it's freeing. And then people come out with their own opinions. And if we're not careful, we start talking about our own opinions like they're facts. Well, you got to ask yourself too, Weather God, are you just projecting this image? Maybe that's something you didn't believe. But yeah, it's hard for people to understand. I tell stories about how I was an alcoholic years and years before I discovered alcohol. How is that possible? It doesn't make any sense. It defies logic. It doesn't make any sense. Or some people will say, I was an alcoholic, but now I'm not. That's not alcoholism. That's not alcoholism. You may have been a binge drinker, a problematic drinker in your college days, but unless you're restless, irritable, discontent, and obsessed with alcohol, then you weren't an alcoholic. You're not an alcoholic. Alcoholism is a disease that progresses throughout your life. It's something you have to address through a spiritual program of Alcoholics Anonymous. You have to do the next right thing. You have to make amends. You have to be a good person so you don't dwell in your own muck and drink. It's a disease. And I have a video on here called Is Alcoholism a Disease? Sober James, look it up. And I talk about my family and my childhood and how my alcoholism was manifesting way before I ever discovered alcohol. In ways like you eat sugar to get rid of. We do all kinds of things to get rid of our restlessness, irritability, and discontentment. Instagram is my thing now. It's just like not Instagram, but like, you know, I'll go on my phone to do something responsible, and then I'll end up caught in the reels and shit of TikTok and Instagram. Well, thank you, Tony. I'm beginning to realize more and more, and I'm thankful and grateful that I have something to offer because it saves me. It saves my spirit. And there's, you know, Digital Soldier's got a testament as well. People just don't know. You got to be careful with how much weight you put into your peers' opinions and shit. There's one question that can knock everything out of the sky, and that is, what do you know? What do you know? Next time someone says you're too young to be an alcoholic, ask them, what do you know? And we already know the answer. You can break it down logically and statistically and theoretically and potentially and possibly. They are wrong. If you really want to do it scientifically, but in reality, there's one very simple question that knocks everything out of the sky, and that's, what do you know and how do you think you know it? Everything from that point on will be their opinion. Four months sober, Alan, seeing the patios, drinks flowing this summer, it's been testing my willpower, been leaning on AA more than ever in this short span. Good. AA is the medicine that we thought alcohol was. Alcohol is an effective medicine for our malady, but It also comes as a double-edged sword because we take way too much of it, and it comes with side effects like jails, institutions, and death. The real medicine is Alcoholics Anonymous. The 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous is just spiritual lessons from like eons ago. Jesus taught the same things. The Sermon on the Mount, character defects that we drop in steps 4 through 7. The seven original character defects were the 7 deadly sins: sloth, lust, anger, stuff like that. The 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous is basically just teaching you how to be a good person, so the obsession to drink is gone. A person who uses heroin once a day, they are considered a drug addict. Someone who drinks alcohol constantly throughout the day isn't an alcoholic, according to... Well, yeah, someone who drinks alcohol throughout the day is an alcoholic. Most likely. Here is the definition of addiction. One of them, but it's the main one that I recognize. When the consequences of your behavior outweigh the benefits. So if I could drink without all these consequences, like severe consequences that I've had throughout my life, I would be, pretty... some people can. Some people can drink. I think I've even heard that there are things like recreational heroin users and stuff. Man, do I wish. Do I wish I could just like at a party once a year or something, just partake in some heroin and some booze. That sounds so cool to me. But then again, so does being James Bond. You know what I'm saying? It's just not reality. The other thing is, there's only one of you, Noah. Somebody's got to be you, and that's you. You just happen to you can't drink alcohol. But there's a shit ton of other things that you have that other people don't and they wish they had. Know what I mean? Reality's good, Tony G. I'm glad my message is getting across. For me, reality is God's will. God's will is just another word for reality. God's will be done. Well, it is going to be done. The only problems exist is when we fight reality with our own opinions and our own will. My opinion, or Noah, you said your opinion that keeps you up at night is you think you should have a car and a partner by now. Well, that's just not reality. So the more that you fight it and not accept it, the less happy you're going to be. God's will be done. The other thing is, looking in my past, the things I thought I wanted so bad, and the girlfriends that I thought I wanted so bad, broke my heart. Heart was literally hurting in my chest. I thought I wanted them so bad. I look back now, I'm like, there's no freaking way. There's no way I would even think again about going. I thought I wanted that so bad. Jobs I thought I wanted so bad. I was broken up about when I didn't get them or I got fired. That wasn't the way. That wasn't the way. I wouldn't be here helping you now if I had gotten that one job or that one girlfriend. You know what I mean? God's will knows the way. God's will be done. And as long as you do the right thing, the next right thing will happen to you. And as long as you are acceptance of that and practice it more and more, the happier and the more content, relaxed, and peaceful you will be. You will know serenity. We think we know. That's the problem. We think we know. That's our will. Step 3 is hand your will over to a God of your understanding. Hand your life and your will over to a God of your understanding. That means your opinions ain't shit. And I say that in my own words, and it might be harsh or whatever, But I personally think that's pretty funny, and it's a good way to remind myself, James, your opinions ain't shit. What you thought you wanted in the past got you jails and institutions and damn near dead. So God's will be done. When you're stuck in traffic, you might be pissed off. You don't like this. This isn't the way you saw your day going. Well, James, you don't know shit. For all you know, this traffic jam is going to lead you to the love of your life, and she going to be rich. But that's only what I think I know. For all I know, my happiest life will come from, I don't even know. That's the thing, is we don't even know what's good for us. So Noah, you've done the first step. Yeah, digital, and so are you. AA, stick close to the herd, because there's wolves out here. The herd is AA, and the wolves are alcohol, and the wolves are restlessness, irritability, and discontentment. And if you don't stick close to the center of AA, you're going to be picked off, eaten alive. Our best ideas got us drunk. Our best will, we were pushing that alcohol button until we were blacked out, knocked out, damn near dead, heart stopping, 60 pounds lighter. The girlfriend that you had is nowhere to be found. You know what I mean? Like, crashed cars, lost jobs, busted up bodies. That's our will. When we have it our way, that's what we get. When we give it to God and say, I don't know what I even need or want, so I'm just going to go with the flow, you start to get things that you want, you need, and realize that you wanted them the entire time. So AA is where you stick, digital soldier, and know it too. All right, y'all. Gotta go let my dogs in. I'll give it 3 more minutes, so hold on. Say it now or forever hold your peace. That's the cool part about realizing that we don't know a lot of stuff either, is like, we're all mad and restless and irritable and discontent. We think we know something. What do we really know? Asking yourself, what do you know, is like, well, I guess I don't know enough to be mad about this. For example, if you're stuck in traffic and you get mad, that's like saying you know everything there is to know about engineering and designing highways and roads. The traffic is just the way, maybe it's the way it's supposed to be. Tony G, I have not been to AA yet. You are the only person that makes me want to go. I swear to God, it's the best place on earth. It's the most purest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's nothing short of miraculous. It's made me a believer in, it's just awesome. It's by far a power greater than alcohol and me. Download the Meeting Guide app, or read the big book. You don't have to go to a meeting to read the book. There's an app called Everything AA, and you can read the book for free on the app called Everything AA. Just read the doctor's opinion. It's the very beginning of the book. Coming from someone who used to be an opiate addict and ended up going on methadone, I will tell you alcohol is literally the worst drug there is. It destroys all of your organs, especially if you are a loner. all of us alcoholics are a loner. We isolate, and AA addresses that by it's a community, it's a family. I can't even say enough good things about AA. If I went on and on and on and on, I still wouldn't say it all. But I know what you mean, Digital Soldier. Statistically, alcohol kills more people per year than all other drugs combined. And if you don't believe me, look it up. Because sometimes I still don't believe myself. But that's true. Statistically, alcohol kills more people per year than all other drugs combined. So be careful out there. And thank you all as well. If I brought value to you tonight, hit that thumbs up, share it with someone you love, and think about clicking that join button to help me carry the message. The join button is in the top of the chat. It's also on my channel page. If you're looking for videos to watch after this stream, I have hundreds on my channel. Just look at one of the playlists. And it's principles before personalities. When you go to an AA meeting, if you like everyone in AA, the saying is, you're not going to enough meetings. So, it's not the people that you put your faith in, it's the principles. But it's something else. And I'm glad you guys are going to it. Noah, especially you at your young age, and all of you still young, and read everything AA, learn from your lesson on gratitude, and go from there. Thank you, James. Good night. Noah, I'm grateful. That is a good thing that I should have mentioned too. When your mind is driving you crazy, input something like reading the book. Input something, because all of your stuff is going to go around in circles. So just input something from AA, and that'll get into the circulation. So everything AA app, you can read all the literature, and when you're thinking of when you're thinking of stuff to be grateful for, it really just doesn't end. You can start with your bed, your pillow, your clothes. Be grateful for your fingers and toes. You know what I'm saying? It just goes on and on. And an attitude of gratitude is a good way to fall asleep. All right, y'all. I will see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And until then, keep it clean, keep it real, and keep doing the damn thing. Peace.